This was not an easy thing. We had to start at square one, and it took us almost 18 months of fine tuning before we actually got it out into our client's hand and we're able to do some use cases with it. We first started out by reviewing hundreds of publications across psychology, neuroscience, sociology, business. The key theme across all of those papers was decision-making and emotions. And of those publications, we found over 200 unique emotions, and we assessed all of them on multiple dimensions, specifically their valence. So is this a positive or a negative emotion? And that negative emotion actually kind of came out with some pretty cool insights that we got and some additional use cases that we were able to leverage. We looked at its arousal factor. So is this an intense or a serene emotion? And finally, we looked at its commonality. Would people actually be able to understand what this emotion was? Then we started out with our pilot study, and that's where we went through 6 different purchase occasions. We had vehicles, prescription medications, large appliance, cell phone, laptop computer, and food delivery. Right. And we looked at this from a System 1 and a System 2 approach, and the pilot study helped validate our approach. So through open ends, we were seeing them explaining what emotion they were feeling and why, and those were actually coming out on top. Case in point, the prescription medication. This was the most unique model of those 6 purchase occasions because relief and anxiety were the top emotions, and they fell out way to the bottom with all the others. When we went through the open ends, people were relieved that they had insurance. And the thing that caused the most anxiety was the cost, because they didn't know how much their insurance was going to cover or if this is even covered under the insurance. So it did help validate and fine-tune our model.
Yeah, so the original pilot was really focusing on a purchase occasion, but now we've expanded that to other touch points along the whole buyer's journey. And we think this is really an endless place. We could put it almost anywhere, but that's where we started with this purchase occasion idea.
Before we get into the results of our use cases, this is just a quick look at the activity. As you will notice, this is built on the traditional max diff approach. However, when we take into account reaction times and other various things on the back end, that's where we really get to fine-tune that emotional mind share and make sure it's coming out the way we'd expect.
We have a core of about 25 to 30 key emotions that we've sort of put as our benchmark, but then we also adapt and modify that another 5 to 10 either direction, take a few out, add a few in for certain circumstances, certain clients know that they want to have a certain emotional appeal, so we will add some or take some out. But the basic core is in that 25 to 30 range.